If your dog has ever done something that left you completely confused, you are definitely not alone. And there is actually a reason behind it. Let us talk about the elephant in the room. Your dog is not being inappropriate or badly behaved when they suddenly bury their nose in your private area. The truth is, they are performing one of the most advanced biological scans in the animal world. You can actually relax because this is a highly scientific and entirely natural behavior. So many pet parents across the US have blushed, panicked, and quickly pulled back on the leash when their dog did this to a stranger at the dog park. We often misunderstand this, thinking it is an unwanted behavior that needs to be corrected. But research suggests they are just trying to gather medical information and figure out your emotional state. If you have ever felt embarrassed or blamed yourself for this awkward moment, type the number 9 in the comments right now, just so we know you are watching and that you are not alone. By the way, this is an AI-generated video created to share helpful insights into your dog's mind. To understand why your dog does this, let us take a quick look at what is happening inside their brain. The biggest myth out there is that dogs sniff our sensitive areas because they have bad intentions. Do you think they are trying to embarrass you in front of your house guests? Not at all. Could they be trying to show dominance? Many experts believe that is completely false. Your private area contains apocrine sweat glands, which release pheromones. These pheromones are a massive treasure trove of chemical information. Think about it like this. When you are on a walk with your golden retriever around Central Park, sniffing someone is just their way of reading a resume. Are you stressed, feeling sad, or experiencing a sudden spike in stress hormones? Your dog can read all of that in just a few seconds. The awkwardness we feel usually comes from simply not understanding them. Have you ever had to apologize to a guest because your pup was a little too enthusiastic with their greeting? Share your story in the comments. The good news is that once you understand the why, this scent-gathering habit makes perfect sense. And this natural instinct is not just for humans, which brings us to another classic myth about how dogs meet each other. The next common myth is that dogs sniffing each other's rears is gross and weird. The reality is quite the opposite. This is actually the most polite handshake in the dog world. Right beneath a dog's tail are scent glands carrying a completely unique chemical signature. That scent tells a story about their identity, their diet, and even their recent experiences. Dogs do not need to make small talk. Their brains can read the room instantly. When a dog stands still and lets another dog sniff them calmly, it is a clear sign of trust. On the other hand, pulling away or showing a tucked tail is often a stress response. What humans see as silly is really just absolute clarity in communication. Before we look at the third myth, let us know what state or country you are watching from in the comments below, and please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. This does not mean you have done anything wrong. It just means your dog is communicating and you are learning to listen. Once you understand this silent language, a very familiar gesture takes on a whole new meaning. Let us talk about licking. The myth is that your dog licks your face purely because they are overly excited to see you. But the truth goes much deeper. This behavior is hardwired from their ancestral survival instincts and early puppyhood. Young pups lick their mother's mouth to ask for food and to find comfort. Even as they grow up, that pattern stays wired in their brain. When your dachshund runs to the door to greet you after a long day at work in Texas and they try to lick your face, it is more than a simple hello. They are actually tasting the salt and sebum on your skin to figure out where you have been. They want to know who you have interacted with. This action also releases soothing chemicals in their brain, which helps lower their anxiety. It is not just temporary excitement, it is a deep emotional connection. This connection was shaped thousands of years ago, and those exact same ancient instincts are still controlling how they rest, right inside your living room. Here is another big myth. People think their dog spins in circles on the bed because they are picky or have an obsessive habit. The truth is quite fascinating. Even if your pup is resting in a cozy apartment in Seattle, their brain still operates like they are out in the cold wilderness. Their wild ancestors had to trample down tall grass to chase away bugs. They had to flatten the vegetation to build a secured nest. When your dog does this today, they are running a final security check. The circling helps them feel secure. It confirms that there are no hidden threats nearby, allowing them to finally drop their guard. Safety is never assumed. It must be confirmed. What looks like an unnecessary routine is actually reassurance in motion. Maintaining that feeling of safety is their top priority. Because when the environment feels unpredictable, another major myth about fear starts to show up. The myth here is that a dog hiding under the bed during a storm is just being a coward. The fact is, this is not a sign of weakness at all. It is a classic case of sensory overload. A dog's hearing is incredibly sharp, reaching much further than ours ever could. They can actually feel drops in barometric pressure. They even feel static electricity building up in their fur long before the first crack of thunder. That static creates a terrible, restless feeling. Hiding in a dark, tight space, like under a bed or in their crate, helps block out that air pressure. It provides real comfort. Have you ever had to hold your dog in the bathroom during the loud 4th of July fireworks? If that sounds familiar, please like and share this video with other pet parents and leave a comment below. When that pressure or nervous energy gets trapped inside their body, it sometimes comes out in a behavior that humans often treat as a joke. The myth is that a dog chasing its tail in circles is always just being playful and happy. The truth is a bit more complex. In young puppies, this usually starts as a fun way to discover their own body. But in adult dogs, it is not always a simple game. If you see those circular zoomies happening constantly, it could mean your dog is bored. It might be a sign of pent-up energy or emotional frustration. When dogs do not get enough mental enrichment at home, they will create their own stimulation to cope. If you laugh and cheer them on, they might turn it into a habit, just to get your attention. Sometimes, this goofy-looking movement is actually a quiet cry for help. It is a dog asking for help to release that tension. And even when their bodies finally rest at night, their brains keep telling stories that we often misunderstand. The final myth is that when your dog twitches, rolls their eyes, or whimpers in their sleep, they are having a terrible nightmare or a medical issue. The truth is much sweeter. Your dog is simply in the deep REM stage of sleep. This is where their brain does the heavy lifting, rewiring itself and processing the day's events. A little sleep bark or a twitching paw is usually just a replay of chasing a ball at the dog park. They are sorting and storing their memories. Waking your dog up suddenly during this phase can actually leave them very confused and startled. Those tiny twitches are not a sign of distress. They are beautiful proof that your furry best friend has a very rich inner life. Your dog does not need to be perfect. They just need you to understand them, and that is already something special. So the next time you see these behaviors, you will know exactly what your dog is trying to tell you. You now have a much clearer view of how scent and ancient survival instincts drive your pup's choices. From checking your private areas to those little twitches in the middle of the night, nothing they do is truly bad behavior. It is all just the honest call of nature. Do you want to dive even deeper into the real reasons behind that sweet but complicated face-licking habit? Click on the next video on your screen right now. If you miss it, you might keep mistaking a truly profound moment for something simple. If this video helped you feel closer to your dog, please subscribe and join our community. Share your thoughts down below, and we will see you in the next video.